phone Trysta. Cell phone Trysta! Let's go. Trysta Krick. What's up, homie?
I'm at the crib, but I'm just gonna do this.
Well, what? So that's like the iPhone right now. Is this the newest iPhone? This thing is more clear than my camera.
Yeah, this is the cell phone. I went back to the chatty house, and they all seem to really enjoy the vibes of the cozy blanket and all of the opinions that come along with that.
Cell phone Trysta was a major vibe last week, so we're happy to have you back. We'll just join the conversation here. I have to mention this. It's the law. You're listening to D-Lo and KC on KIFM West Sacramento, KRXQ, HD2 Sacramento, ESPN 1320, driven by Lashers, Elk Grove Dodge, always live on the free Odyssey app. Trysta Krick with us, proper introduction, host of Bet MGM Tonight in the Heat Check podcast. I enjoyed your experience at the what are you looking at?
I just wanted to, you got a little chest out. And I was just trying to get a sense of what the chain was. Let me just
what did I tell y'all? Like I told you,
said it was gonna happen. You said
I changed shirts earlier because I was like, if I wear this, Trysta's gonna make fun of me. Like the collar wasn't right, like it was all bad. I actually thought this was the shirt that was safe, but thank you.
You're giving me John B right now. Yes, John B.
Don't even like to think about it. Don't know what I would do without it. I don't want to think or even be. Okay.
Heard about your friends.
Y'all leaving him.
No, you. Anyway, what kind of is that a cross? Is that a?
It's a dog bone.
State of Florida?
No, ma'am. It's a
Florida. That's the other way, by the way. State of Florida goes the other way.
Does it? Oh well, I'm backwards.
Okay.
You know it's all love.
All this, I knew. I'm just coming. I'm wearing turtleneck jackets moving forward. I knew it. I knew it's my bad. And y'all couldn't, for those on the radio, I see Trysta squinting, looking at it in her camera. It's like, look, what is it? It's a dog bone. That's what it is. It says smoothing
day. It's a Bones Day.
Okay. All right.
Bones Day.
I
missed you, Kenny. It's really nice to see your face.
I haven't seen you in feels like it forever.
I know. I've been checking on you. I've been asking where you be at.
I was in Vegas. I tried to gamble, but they didn't have what I was trying to gamble on. I was trying to hit that over on the Kings win total heavy, but it wasn't up at MGM.
Yeah, some of these books, they don't have win totals up yet. Soon. Very, very soon. We got to put a pin in this. We don't have to talk about it now, but I have to tell you the story about Buddy Heild.
Oh, no, you can't teach that.
No, now is the great thing.
Do it now? All right, so I'm talking to a former player, legend. I'm not going to say their names. Mm-hmm. I'm talking to a current NBA executive and one other person who is kind of in an NBA capacity, does some training. So I frame it in a very positive way. I said, guys, and I've asked you guys this exact same question on the show. So if you're a friend of show and you've listened, you know where I'm going with this about Buddy. Uh-huh. Do you think that Buddy's lack of success and just, I don't know what we will call it. We'll call it rancor around from the fan base is not Buddy's fault? Do you think that there's a possibility that because he was with New Orleans, was with Sacramento, no shade to Sacramento and dysfunction there at the top, and now to Indiana, do you think that Buddy could be any more than what he is now in a better system and organization? And before the former player starts to laugh, by the way, as this is happening, just can tell he's laughing. But I swear on my mother's life, this executive is like, hell no, Buddy Heild is dumb as stump. And I was like, yo, nobody, I wasn't actually even asking you. He was just sitting nearby. Guys.
He wasn't even in the conversation.
No.
That's wonderful.
Oh, man.
And I was like, yep. he was like, he could probably be on a team like the Warriors where they tell him just to stand in the corner and shoot threes, but that's about all he's good for.
Is that so? What'd the player say?
He was a lot more judicious with his rhetoric, but basically, yeah, it was around the same feedback of that he's a specialist, and the specialty is not necessarily his basketball IQ. The specialty is his shooting.
Well, you know what, though? The thing about it is, I mean,
and that he got better in Indiana over time. That last year they allowed Buddy to be Buddy, and that maybe there's improvement to be made, but there's there's a ceiling there.
The feeling that I always got around Buddy, and like, to be perfectly fair, maybe this is being judicious myself. I met Buddy a couple of times. Very nice dude. Like he was like really cool. Like he was cool, and he didn't know me from anywhere. He's a good dude.
He was great at Oklahoma too.
Yeah, he's a good dude, right? But like, I think he would excel in the roles that these guys are talking about with different teams and things of that nature. But the problem always seems to be Buddy never sees himself like that. You know, Buddy sees himself as, yo, I'm nice. Like, the team can get on my back if they just let me rock. And it's like, nah, we don't really want you to rock. We just be ready when we need you. You know what I mean?
Keep your hands up. Stand over there.
And that seems to be the issue that Buddy just hasn't been able to, like, it hasn't registered for him in his NBA career.
That's a key piece. Self-awareness, key piece in the NBA.
But that brings like the conversation we were having about the Lakers, like right back here into like a beautiful packaged faction, because Laker fans believe, oh, Buddy Heild will fix all of this for us if we could just get rid of Russell Westbrook. Kenny asked the question a minute ago that I'll ask you. Can you see the Lakers missing the playoffs? And I guess the way to frame it properly is, can you see LeBron James and the Los Angeles Lakers missing the playoffs for a second straight year?
Yeah, absolutely. Barring Kyrie Irving coming to the Lakers, which I have no idea whether that's in play. I think there's talks has been stalled. Kyrie is now telling the world and telling the Nets, regardless of where Kevin Durant goes, he's totally down to keep rocking with the Brooklyn Nets. Is that true? Is that not true? I don't know. So barring that, I'm not sure where the fix is here. I said this the other day. I think LeBron James is their best shooter. Wow. They have 8 clutch clients on this team, and none of them shoot anywhere close to 40% from three-point. And you're talking about low 30s. Austin Reeves, undrafted guy, also in the 30s, one of their better three-point shooters. The formula is simple. The formula is tried and true. I don't think it changes. You surround LeBron James with shooters, and he is the primary ball handler on this team, on any team he goes to. That's unless it's Kyrie, and Kyrie even played off ball with Braun, right? And that was a great role for Kai. But Kai can shoot. Kai can make something happen off the dribble as well. He can move without the basketball. He's a pretty decent rebounder. He's one of the best in the league in terms of just cooking in general. So that was a perfect fit. But the formula is Braun and shooters. And they don't have that.
Do you think Anthony Davis for 75 games is enough to get in there? If nothing else changed, but Anthony Davis.
75 games?
I know. It's not realistic, but I'm just throwing out a scenario.
He's going to miss 5 games? That's what that math is not math.
When you put it that way, that does sound crazy. AD only missed 5 games.
He's going to miss 5 games in November.
Miss 5 games sounds crazy.
He's going to miss 5 games in November.
66 games from Anthony Davis.
50 games from Anthony Davis.
Ooh.
Well, they can't. I don't think they can make it if Anthony Davis don't do it.
Okay, so Anthony, let's talk a little. Let's go in deep into the nerdish, right? Like, let's go to medical school. I have a couple of friends I love to nerd out with in terms of why Anthony Davis keeps having injuries to the same ankles. And a lot of that, it's not just rehab. It's this very nerdy term called prehab, where where it's essentially strengthening all of the ligaments that surround and support your ankles and knees that require a ton of additional work, a ton of additional time. And I don't know that necessarily, considering what I've heard, he has ever been that guy. He wants to get back from injury, but it doesn't seem he's very interested or willing or put in the right piece in terms of who he has working with him to prevent injuries, to get his body to be strong, where he comes down and the ankle doesn't wiggle.
Right.
It folds.
Like essentially the things that he does when he's
That's
rehabbing.
For the real ones that know what's up with the TikTok.
I got you.
Yeah.
I got you.
I went on my head.
No, Tris, that's because you ain't outside. Trista's the queen of TikTok. That's why.
I'm not in the TikTok streets. I'm not in the TikTok streets. But with AD, he essentially has to do what he does when he's rehabbing, when he feels perfectly fine.
And more. There's more stuff. There's levels to it. You know, you're talking about how do you increase explosion, come down, and it's completely supported no matter what shoe you have on. How do you prevent falling to the ground as much as you fall to the ground? That's not an injury prevention strategy, no matter how much Joel Embiid tells you that it is. Your back, your knees, your ankles, you're a big man. You like to go out, you like to have fun, and you don't get yourself solid. And like that's a work ethic thing, in my opinion. LeBron James is much bigger in terms of his body, way more solid and durable. But that's because he puts in the work. He's always doing the right things. And if you do the wrong things at in increased duration and you're doing them all the time with the wrong trainer, we saw that's how, in my opinion, from what I've heard, that's what happened to Dame. You know, you start doing some of these crazy moves with these wild trainers, and all of a sudden you've got injuries that don't make any dang sense, and you keep having them over and over. So anytime you have a recurring injury, it's like maybe it's you.
I think that's who Dame was talking on the phone.
The Summer League phone call.
What was that? I mean, there's no other way to slice it than he just wanted to look like he's on the phone.
But wait, did you see he started talking at the end of that clip?
Yes.
He did not think it through.
It's not a voice. You can't even say he was listening to his voicemail.
There's so much more. You at least open the phone app so it doesn't turn horizontal like that.
God, my G.
That was hilarious.
Lock it. The real ones know to just lock that so it never flips. It
That's
always stays vertical.
Oh, man. You were talking about KD and the Celtics on the latest edition of the Heat Check podcast. If I gave you your gambler, Brooklyn or the field for KD, what would you take?
The entire season or just starting game one?
Let's start with game one.
I would put Brooklyn at a minus 200. So I think for every $100 you put in, you get $50 back. I would put the field at plus 160. So every dollar you get in, you get $1.60 back if you end up winning that bet. So I would say it's a little bit worse than 50-50 odds.
What about trade deadline?
I think that's much more interesting.
Much different. Okay.
And the question, I guess, is if Kevin Durant is with Kyrie, we don't really know why he's requesting this trade. Is it all stemming because Kai didn't get the max deal? He's telling the world that, and this is crazy to me. This is maybe one of the most insane things that I was thinking about last night. So they asked him at the Point Gods Showtime thing, hey, what's up with the Nets? And he said, I'm just going to say this. It's a coaching issue. And number one, you chose Steve Nash. That was you. You got to wear that. He's not a qualified coach, and people I spoke with at the Summer League also thought that was a banana land move. People who have been in the business a long time and we respect and trust. Number two, KD has his own shooting coach and his own guy that he's had with him for a very long time. Kevin Durant is worth max money, as we all know. Kevin Durant is a cornerstone player that you want to build your franchise around. Yes, we all agree on that. Yes.
Yes.
If Kevin Durant says, "Hey, my shooting coach has to be on staff," what do you say?
Okay.
Oh.
Okay. You don't fire him. They fired him and just let him go. If I'm Kevin Durant, I'm like, yo, that is obscene. I am everything to you. If I want someone just to keep me comfortable and carry my hookahs around, you pay that man.
Right.
You know?
I agree.
If he can't get his person, whatever this person does for him does not matter. He should get a guy that he decides I am comfortable shooting with, training with, whatever, and no questions asked.
Yeah.
And
Bron got Randy. Like Kevin deserved his own Randy.
Exactly. If Tom Brady had what's that guy's name with the blood? Alex Guerrero.
Yeah, that's it.
They had Guerrero had his own training facility and was working on Gronk across the street and created a faction between the organization and TB12. He had the whole TB12 thing rocking because that's how good Tom Brady is. If Kevin Durant can't get a guy, God bless us all. That means we're never getting any of our people in. You know? Can't even slide him through the side door if Kevin Durant can't get his guy in.
That's true.
It's
real talk.
Old world. Matthew Dellavedova is a king. That's the biggest story of the month, right?
Congratulations to y'all.
Thank you.
Congratulations to y'all. How did you guys feel about my man Nick Ashew's breakdown on the Sacramento Kings? The Chatty House got very live, very raucous, many quote tweets. We would call that a ratio. You're welcome, BetQL. I just gave you guys some absolute shine and amplification with the Chatty House.
I'm pretty sure like everyone in the chat house quote tweeted that because we were still on. It was like right after you left. And we just played it. I was like, Trysta tagged us in this. Let's just play it. Yeah, that got a reaction. I
thought it was it was lazy. It was lazy. Like you didn't really look at anything that was done. You just said the Kings haven't won in a long time. And
Vivek is a bad owner.
Right. And if you're gonna go through that the whole exercise and that's going to be your outcome, like I understand that, but say that's what it is. Just say like, they could go sign LeBron, and until they win, I'm not going to believe they are. But I thought this is a good sign. It's a good signing, but until they prove it, I can't believe them.
This is why we hate the national media.
Yeah, well, national media outside of Trysta Krick, they're just all crazy. They're just actually the national media. That's the new hot take right now, Trysta. You see that the Kings are going to break the streak. That's the new hot take. Mark Spears, Chris Mannix.
They're late.
Well, that's what it is.
They're late to the party.
Trysta, you know what we did say yesterday? I think the Kings are going to be better than the Blazers. I didn't like what the Blazers did this offseason.
I mean, that's not a crazy wild take, honestly. The only thing that you have going against you in that regard is that Damian Lillard, if Damian Lillard actually is in the best shape of his entire life, and he's been playing MVP caliber basketball with a torn abdomen where it hurts for him to even lay down and grab a chip out of his chip bowl when he's laying on the couch, and he's feeling amazing now, then Damian Lillard's going to win games all by his lonesome.
That's facts.
But if it looks bleak, we'll call it by the trade deadline, I would not be shocked if broken toenails turn into shutdown for the season. And there's a lot of people that are going to be tanking for Victor Wembanyama. Blazers could be in play for that. Utah Jazz could be in play for that. I know one thing. That's not going to be the Mike Brown-led Kings. We are not tanking for Victor Wembanyama. We have a mandate for the playoffs, and we will scrounge up wins off of teams that are tanking, and that can get us to 32, 33 wins alone.
Mandate made by me. I said they better make the playoffs.
Put some respect on Kenny's name.
The best. We appreciate.
Real quick before.
Where does the bone come from? Where did the bone? What's that based on?
My dog passed away 2 months ago.
Oh.
So
Trysta.
So her name is on the back of it, and there's a little there's a little lock of her fur in there, and this is I wear this everywhere I go now. Did you think I was a part of like the dog pound, and you thought this was like
I was like, D-Lo,
DPG? Yeah, no, that's for my actual dog.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah.
Well, now I feel terrible. I remember I once asked, before you guys let me go, because I know you have other things to do, other people to talk to, whatever. I remember I asked this is going to sound so messed up. So I remember I asked my teacher. I was a senior in high school, and she dropped a stack of papers. And I was like, what's up with you? You know, I've always busted balls. Like, and her and I had a great relationship. And I was like, what's up with you? Why are you just dropping random papers? And she's like, I was diagnosed with Parkinson's last week.
Oh, my gosh.
It was a lie. It was a lie. But that just tells you, don't make assumptions.
Be careful.
You're a wild one.
I got to ask Trysta before we leave. When I was in Vegas, I did make a bet. I believe, if my math is correct, it was 9-1 Niners to win the Super Bowl. I put 100 down. That's a solid bet, right? Like, they might not make it, but that's good odds for the 49ers.
How much more do you feel Trey Lance is going to give you?
I mean, he could give you a lot more than what Jimmy did.
You think it's a Alex Smith Mahomes situation?
No, I don't think he's going to get as high as Mahomes did. But if he can get 60% of like the difference between Smith and Mahomes, they can win the Super Bowl.
You've got, I would say, some of the best weapons in the game. Brandon Ayuk has emerged as a quote-unquote leader under Shanahan. That's what Shanahan said. Debo, if he continues to be healthy, happy, he's healthy. But if he decides I don't want to ask for a trade, I'll actually ride this thing out. You've got doesn't matter who's the running back. You guys know what time it is. It could be anyone.
Yeah.
Some of the best.
That's exactly how Kyle Shanahan feels. It
doesn't matter. You guys know what it is. I've got schemes. One of the best guys in terms of out scheming his opponents. Doesn't matter who. Even Sean McVay. Doesn't matter if it's Matt LaFleur. They can all get it. One of the best pass rushers in the league. Yeah, I don't hate it.
Money well gambled is what I called it.
I took over 10 wins for the Niners.
Oh, yeah. I should have took that too. Give me that all day. Good seeing you again, Trysta.
D-Lo, I'm sorry about that. Watch it actually not be that. It's just yeah, we got her.
No, it is.
She's gonna start pranking me just to make me look evil.
No. I called. I knew. I was like, this shirt's low. Like, yeah, Trysta's
looks good though. You have a good dry cleaner.
It's a good shirt. It's a real good shirt.
It's very icy. It looks like it's never been worn before. Freshly pressed.
All right.
He's like, yeah, I'm gonna show out today. He shaved his chest.
Okay. Thank you, Trysta. We'll see you.
Hey, let me know about those shoes though.
Yeah, of course. No, they're on their way now.
They're on their way. I love you guys. Great seeing you, Kenny. It's been a minute.
Good seeing you, Trysta.
Right, bye, Trysta.
Check out the blanket.
Nice swag.
She got her New York City tourist hoodie on.
No, this is Kith.
Oh,
I'm sorry. Excuse me. My bad. I'll show myself. Yeah, I'll show myself the door.
Damn.
Yeah, you know what time it is. I don't wear tourist tees.
Yeah, I see. That's my bad.
I'll see you guys around. You guys have a great time.
Take care, Trysta.